Now, of course, a huge portion of the State of the Union address was focused on Ukraine. President Biden said he laid out what the U.S. and our allies are doing to help Ukraine and punish Russia.
I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights. The Russian economy is reeling, and Putin alone is the one to blame.
But the people feeling the impact are those in Ukraine, where Russian troops continue to turn up the pressure on soldiers and volunteer fighters in Ukraine.
The fighting has become more violent and deadly, leaving hundreds of thousands scrambling to safety across that border. Jay Gray continues to bring us live reports along the Polish-Ukrainian border. Jay, it's been so active every single morning that we've seen you. What's going on this morning?
Yeah, we're in Przemyśl right now, a train station not far from the border, and I want to show you what's going on right now. As you look through the fencing here, you can see people moving in. This is a train from Kyiv that just arrived. Trains are difficult to get there in the capital city. It's a struggle to get out. These people now walking in, and at some point we'll go through and take a breath and decide what comes next.
The relentless attack on Ukraine has intensified, the most damaging and deadly strikes coming through the air.
Terrible situation, terrible.
It's terrible.
And getting worse. The city of Kharkiv, now surrounded by Russian troops, this emergency services center taken out, officials say, by a missile. Kyiv is also a primary target, though a senior U.S. defense official tells NBC News a Russian convoy that stretches for 40 miles outside of the capital city has stalled, facing fuel and food shortages. As the fighting intensifies, so does the rush to get out. Close to 700,000 have already left Ukraine, and that number expected to grow significantly over the next several days.
And this is a big tragedy for me to leave my city. And actually, I don't know, am I going to come back or not? And I don't want to leave, but it's completely dangerous to stay here.
Dangerous and dire. Store shelves in many places empty.
No food, no bread, no water, no tablets, no pharmacy, nothing. And the people of there staying, no money to go out, to run, no money.
The UN warning the situation could quickly become Europe's largest refugee crisis this century.
Yeah, and now what you're seeing is people going through customs here and making sure that they can move into the country. And I want to show you the line. There are people that are waiting here, but glad to wait after what they've left, Dave. It's a real mixed emotion here. A lot of people obviously excited to be away from the war zone, but worried about those left behind.
Yeah, great point, Jay. Well, you've been talking with these refugees for the last few days. What are they saying now about how the situation is changing on the ground in Ukraine?
Yeah, very intense. And when you talk to the people leaving Kyiv, the capital city, they say that shelling is nonstop, that they've really accelerated the attack here. They say there are Russian soldiers on the ground, and they feel like the city is being closed in on by the Russian troops there. So it's a real panic. It's a real struggle for a lot of these people.
Yeah, can't imagine. Okay, Jay, thank you again this morning for bringing us the latest, and stay safe. No. Back at home, the Cleveland Maidan Association is packing medical supplies to be sent as quickly as possible to refugee camps. They have been at the forefront of sending supplies, including things like coats and blankets, along with funds to Ukraine. Now volunteers are sorting through gloves, antiseptics, bandages, and more to load up into boxes and suitcases headed for the camps on the Ukraine-Poland border. Anthony Fulmus is already there with 6 suitcases full of supplies, and he says those are running out.
Walking across the border, like I've met people that have been walking 50 kilometers just to get across the border because the traffic that to get across the border is just so bad. And some of these people even are doing it without coats.
Cleveland Maidan Association says they have plenty of volunteers and are encouraging people to donate monetarily to them or to other vetted nonprofits working with refugees.